Story viewer Eleanor Hood emailed us saying, "Hey Dan, there is an ad about how Joanne Hardesty doesn't want police body cameras." She goes on to say in her email she did her own research and it appears Hardesty is in fact against officers wearing them. So she asks us, could you find out if my information on her opposition is correct and why she feels that way? Thank you, Eleanor Hood, for your email. Some background here. Commissioner Hardesty is a longtime critic of the police department and their policies. She's calling for major reform of PPB and wants Mayor Ted Wheeler to hand over control of the police bureau to her. Wheeler has not done that. Wheeler's opponent, Sarah Iannarone, has said she will do that if elected. All right, back to the question at hand. Is Joanne Hardesty against body cameras? So for the answer, first, let's go to a 2019 press release by Commissioner Hardesty regarding Wheeler's proposed budget. In it, she called for Wheeler to, quote, defund police body cameras. And then in June of this year, Hardesty tweeted in part, "We often hear that body cameras will provide police accountability, but I disagree. I believe they are an expensive, false solution." She said many studies have shown there is no correlation between body cameras and police behavior. She also said, and that's when body cameras are turned on. She tweets, "It has taken filming the police as journalists and civilians to reveal the everyday life of interacting with the police while being Black. Even that hasn't led to substantial change in policy or behavior." And she ends the thread with, "That's why it's important to keep our eye on reinvesting in community." Okay, so based on those tweets and her press release calling the body cameras an expensive, false solution, we can verify, we can confirm that yes, Commissioner Joanne Hardesty is against police body cameras. Do you have a question you want us to answer? Let us know. Just use the hashtag #HeyDan.
All right, Kristen, thank you. We also did reach out to Hardesty's office to see if she had any additional things to say, but we haven't heard back.